And so, hello and welcome to the post-race conference. It's a sort of like a podcast conference thing that we've been ordered to do by our Lord and Master Seafreeze throughout the season now. So me and Dre will be handling this. This is recorded straight after the race that we just witnessed. So me and Dre, just a quick rundown. You had the results of the last race in Bahrain, the first race of the season for the Platinum crew. Again, just to make Breezy feel very awkward.
Yeah, so we got our winner, Sea Freeze, followed by Double A and P2, and third we got Bad Fast. P5 we have Giant Johnson, P6 Portage, P7 Xandamar, P8 I Roll, P9 Hot Bread, P10 Fatal, 11th GTR Lion, 12 Sean, 13 Lopez, 14 Mr. Psycho Saint, and I was able to catch the rest of the field, but we had a full, almost a full lobby, but we had just about all the drivers finish, except for at the very end, when I think, I forgot who, yeah, someone retired at the last few laps there.
This is about trying to get to know the drivers a little bit more than what we would see on the normal streams, as we don't do podium interviews. So this is going to be light, it's going to be a little bit of fun, but also still with the air of professionality that me and Dre bring. So bottom of the barrel stuff, because we're absolutely awful. So here's the main question. I'm going to go straight over to last season's champion in the Platinum division, Joe Breezy. Joe, qualifying today wasn't fantastic, but a race you did race the socks off that McLaren. Here's my question. Is Zach Brown a good boss or not?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? Cut out or I can't hear
it. Is Zach Brown a decent boss or not?
Since Zach Brown is actually being replaced by Kitten Petter in the I would have to say he definitely commented on my helmet and how terrible blue it was. So I thank him for that. Other than that, yes, it's been fantastic. I enjoy the team so far.
Breezy, I have a follow-up question. You, like you said, started towards the back and then made a absolutely power move up through the field. But on the last lap, you was making a move on Bad Fast, and you actually cleared them on the last lap of the last corner, and you was fighting side by side, and you got across the line first. But you had a 3-second time penalty that moved you back to fourth. So what happened?
I was checking the penalties. I realized I was the only one with one. The only reason why I really pushed for it, one, I didn't have anybody behind me. Second, the first warning that I got, I was being pushed off track at the start of the race, so I might be able to fight that one. We'll see. The second one was similar. I was avoiding a crash with Sean. He was kind of coming back on the track, not really in a dangerous way, but I had to avoid it. The only warning I got from actually cutting a corner was later on. So with the thought that I could possibly remove one of those warnings and get that penalty removed, I went for it. I knew I was catching him like a couple tenths per lap, and I just pushed the whole way. And I don't know if he knew that I had a penalty and he was just kind of backing off, because I was catching up to him pretty quick on the last lap. But I feel like his tire wear was pretty bad. He probably started on the softs and went to the hard tire, so he's probably sitting really up there, probably up around 80% tire wear. So I knew I could catch him pretty quick on the last lap.
Yeah, but unfortunately, a great move though, and I was watching you. Actually, my fellow commentator didn't think you actually make it, but I thought that you might actually make the move, and you did on the last corner. But unfortunately, that penalty knocked you back. So, even though Seafreeze got the win, but defending champion, finishing the top 4 almost on the podium, I think that was a great first race, and I expect that the rest of the season. So, good job.
Thank you.
I'm here to get abused by my fellow commentator. I came here to abuse the drivers. Someone I can abuse, though, is Jones, the Golden Class champion from Season 7, who has joined us for tonight. Jones, what happened in that race? It just sort of fell away, didn't it?
Well, I got mixed up. Just a weird brake zone. I got rear-ended and found my front wing in the gearbox of Xandamar, so had to pit for a wing. But I was up I was up a few positions early on. I was feeling really good. Strategy was going to work out. I felt like, but just got caught up in a mess. So I had to make do with what I had.
Yeah, it was. I remember last season, the last few races, you and I was racing side by side, and I think in Brazil, so we're really fighting. So I definitely know that you definitely deserve to be in the platinum class and things like that. Probably not the best start. I certainly yesterday didn't have the greatest start, but I wouldn't be too concerned about this. I know that you're a fast driver, but is there anything that you think that now that you're in platinum class, you've noticed different than golden?
Well, you've got a full grid of quality drivers. Everybody's fast, so if you don't put in the time to be prepared, you'll definitely
Right.
be at the back. So uh, it's great, good competition, and that's why I want to get in there.
Right,
Great.
so let's have a look to our race winner of tonight's race. That was Sea Freeze. Come to join us again. So here's my one and only question: is Honda Power really a challenger to Mercedes Power?
Honda definitely is a quality engine. At least now it is in the Toros. And it got me a win last season and gave me one this one so far. So I say the Honda is pretty good under that hood, I guess. But yeah, I was quite happy with it. Quite happy.
Great.
I
So Sea
definitely
Freeze.
disagree with that.
We got some rivalry going on here. I think Joe and everyone else are here. We got a League of Champions here. Actually, we got all our champion leagues and the incoming champions. So these are our top guys here. So I can definitely see the rivalry brewing between that. But Sea Freeze, you're only driver with 2 championship so far. Is this number 3?
On the search for season 3. It's gonna be tough, even though I know it's gonna be tough, even though we just got our win today. But it's a long season. You have to stay in the game. Have to stay consistent. Continue every single week. I think we've had other seasons quite close to that. Nothing like it since season 3, unfortunately. But I think Talon and Toros can just continue what we're doing. I think we'll be right up there. And I will say that I was not really expecting a win today, although there was no way he was passing me. I don't know if you all know, but there's some history with me in Bahrain. Back in season 3 on the last lap, I lost the race to Be Smooth into the turn 10, where I locked up on the last lap. And I was having some flashbacks to that race today, and it was a little nerve-wracking on the last one. So I braked a little bit earlier, coasted a little bit more, just to make sure I got the car turned. But yeah, I'm just very happy. I haven't been able to do in this like 6-7 times we've been coming here. So all in all, great day, and we go from here and to the whole season. We got the whole season ahead, so plenty more to come. Plenty more to come.
Oh, a driver we've not spoken to yet is Go to Guy. Go to Guy. You moved. You stayed, I believe, with the Alfa Romeo team. Is there anything that you find slightly more daunting about this game versus the 2018 game, or are you just happy?
It was a pretty long off season. I think over 2 months. I'm just happy to be back. It was a bit of a rough race today, but the pace is there, so we'll see. Just got to put in some hard work and get a bit better, and we'll see how it goes.
Great. Yeah, not the greatest start. I know that you got involved in some incidents there and chip wings and kind of rode to the back, but luckily you didn't give up or retire. You just pushed through and just try to get the best you can there. But overall, I think you did a pretty decent job. Not everybody's first races are defined, and even though the first race maybe not been the greatest for a lot of drivers, there's still 14 other races to go, and anything can happen. So we'll see what happens. But any other thoughts on your race today, or anything that you notice about your fellow drivers, the level of competition, things are going on that interest you?
Well, yeah, everyone seems to be pretty quick, so I have to put in a decent amount of practice to make sure I keep towards the front part of the grid. So great. It's gonna be lots of great battles. So looking forward to it.
So if we look at yesterday, if I could just ask you, who is your biggest competitor in this press conference here between the drivers here? Who do you think is the driver you're going to be seeing the most on track?
I don't know. It's tough to say. There's so many great drivers in the league this season. I feel like maybe Breezy, maybe. Preseason testing, we were doing some practice races. We seem to be pretty close in pace. So hopefully there'll be some battles between us this season, and we'll see how it goes.
Great. Does anyone else that we missed? I think we have a few other drivers that we didn't hear any input on. Any other comments based on your first race in season 8 that's going on this year?
Is that a question?
Kind of a little bit to everyone here.
All right.
Well, I'll point out something.
Go ahead, Breezy. Go ahead.
Breezy here, everybody. I honestly just want to, put this out to everyone else but Seafreeze at the moment, especially like Go-To, Sean. They took the plunge with me. We turned that racing line off. Seafreeze decided to leave it back on. It's cool. It's cool.
I got a comment now. He put. Is that how we do it? Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I would take it off, but what about season 6 and half of 7? You guys had it all on, so this year it's my time to have it on.
Well, fair enough. All right.
I think Sean might have something to say about that. I mean, he got a great result here today, a decent result here today as a former champion. So, Sean, you got anything to add?
Nice. Sorry, my mic was muted.
Sorry.
I wouldn't exactly a great result in the end. Things could have definitely gone better for me today. I had a bad qualifying session, made a few mistakes, lost like 3 of my laps. Also, in the beginning, I got caught up in a few incidents, and I don't know what Talon was doing, but he got caught up with somebody and basically brake checked me at one point. So that wasn't very fun. So that put me back pretty far. But I think the race was fine. I don't think no racing line has really affected me that much. But I don't know. It's more, if anything, my pace has been more affected by how the cars handle differently in this game than anything. I think I'm only going to get faster, and Bahrain's definitely my worst track, so.
Sean, you don't seem that very confident. The P12, I'm assuming you didn't like that result, but again, we still have 14 races to go, so anything can happen.
The next 5 or 6 are all strong tracks for me, so I'm expecting hopefully top 5 results, but I'll have to put in the practice to make that happen.
All right, so looking forward to next week. We're off to anyway. We're off down under, down to the Australian Grand Prix, the Melbourne track. So we'll start with who can I bully first? Let's start with Jones. Jones, are you going to be in the top 10 in Australia?
No, I'm not. Not unless we have another blender. Australia is not one of my tracks, but I will prepare. I will be ready, and we'll see how it goes.
Great. Steve Freeze, how do you think you're going to do in Australia?
Back to back with your mic muted.
Yeah, he has his mic muted. I think he thought he was done for.
Okay, let's go to Sean. Sean, do you think you can make a redemption in Australia? How's your pace there?
It's pretty solid. I mean, I'd hope that I can get a good result. It's definitely one of my stronger tracks, but we'll have to see. It's definitely hard to be consistent around that track and get fast lap times, but I'm hoping for top 5.
Nice.
Easy. How are you feeling about Australia?
A really strong track. I picked it last year when we were choosing what tracks we wanted to race at, and I won the race. So it's definitely one of my top tracks. With racing line off though, however, there is a few turns that are a bit blind, so it will be a little bit more difficult to stay consistent. But I feel confident that if I put in, probably won't be able to put in as much practice as I did for Bahrain, but I think I can top 5 along with Sean. I think me and Sean are going to be up there. And I also want to shout out to Jones. He's put in a lot of practice with me and allowed me to get some practice sessions in. I'm sure he'll be doing the same for Australia. So it's really helped me out, and I hope to help him out as well. Hopefully, get him up there in the top 5.
Already there. Go to. What's your plans?
Well, the pace seemed okay today after I made a bunch of mistakes that I did. So, but the pace seemed okay, so I just had to iron out the few mistakes I made this week, and I should be up there for some good points next week. I'm hoping. So just got to put in the practice, and we'll see how it goes.
And finally, yesterday, how are you feeling about Australia?
Australia is usually an okay track for me. I haven't done much racing on it this game, but I usually have some decent pace there, so I'm feeling pretty confident.
Fun to see.
Good, and
Okay.
hopefully Seafreeze, if he's back in,
Yep.
want to get his input on and his thoughts on Australia next week.
Oh yeah, next week. Sorry if you asked me. I just have to wait for 1 minute.
He's hungover already. He's won the race. He's already hungover.
So hey, I could down a couple pretty quick. No, yeah, next week, Australia. I like Australia. Another track I don't think I've ever won at, so I'd like to win to get there. We've been going there a lot. But I enjoy the track. It's a hard track to keep the pace up because it's you gotta drive pretty aggressively on the curbs and stuff. So it's a tough track, but it's a fun track, and it's a street circuit, hard to overtake. So the qualifying is going to be probably more important than today, as today was pretty easier to overtake. So as long as the qualifying is good, I feel like we can get a podium or even another. Definitely top 5, but definitely more so podium towards a win is my goal for each and every race. And I think we could do that.
I think we've heard from everyone. I don't think we've heard from Destiny. Destiny, are you in, or do you have anything to say?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of hate Australia and Bahrain, so I'm just kind of biding my, you know.
At least nice of you to show up at least this season.
Yeah, I know.
We had some
Hey,
good
me.
battles. We had some good battles up there. Would you
Too
finish
much.
4th or so?
5th.
Okay.
But I figured out the strategy beforehand, and obviously
Yeah.
I can't.
I knew
Yeah,
as soon as you went to the 2-stop, I knew you were screwed. So I was kind of like, all right.
I was gonna qualify in the
That's
mediums,
fine.
and then like no one else was, so it kind of freaked me out. And then I went on the softs.
Modify the question for Destiny just to make it feel better. Destiny, what track are you looking forward to this season?
Them. Like, I don't even know. There's finally college.
I think that's our third or
Yeah,
fourth race this season.
Number 3, I believe, right after Australia.
So in a couple weeks, you'll be in your best places. Hopefully, you'll be the winner. Well, possibly the winner.
There you go. Already picking.
Okay.
We're heading to Belgium after Australia, so you just have to endure the giant spiders to get over to the Flemish
Sure.
Silverstone. We already got Singapore and Silverstone, so that'll be fun. Set all my properties as the calendar. I'm a terrible commentator. I'm going to get spanked later.
Great. Well, I think that's everything. At least I have JB. If you have any final questions, but if not, you want to close this out?
No, I think that's all done. So next week we'll be joined by another roster of drivers that Seafreeze probably kidnaps after he wins a race. But I think, Dre, this is going to be a little bit of fun to do all season, and we're going to try and think of a lot more questions to body the drivers, aren't we, Dre?
Yes. I look forward to next week. Australia, one as a driver and then as a commentator.
And one more thing to interrupt. If anyone has any questions for any specific drivers down the line, please leave it in the YouTube during the broadcast, either on the social medias, in our Discord server, so we can get questions from, I guess, the fans or drivers, down the line. Back to you.
Me and Dre will endeavour to read those out to the drivers of your choice. We'll find out. Hopefully, I think Seafreeze will know who's on the podcast before the actual event, won't we?
I believe so. And the winner will probably always be in there, along with a couple people who are already kind of pre-race picked.
See, now Jones is not going to win a race purposely because he doesn't want to be around me.
Well, back there, we'll be back there. There's no there's no changing it right now. So he's gonna have to get pre-picked. But we'll see.
I'll see you on the track.
Ain't that right back there?
Hey, I wouldn't trade Jones for anybody else. All right, see.
You know I'm hurt. And I thought you would have picked me and put me in the car. I'll be mildly quicker than Jones at crashing.
Nah,
but yes.
you never want a commentator as your teammate. They talk too much.
And on that small insult, I think it's time to end. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you join us next week for TCR. All the way through the week, we'll be having different things to do with Australia. We've got gold going on Wednesday. Silver, I believe, is on Tuesday.
Yep.
If I'm wrong. Assume I'm right then. And then we'll have Platinum on Thursday, as always, which I'll be heading the stream with Dre alongside me. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you if you have joined us from the live stream. We'll be promoting it as we always do. Make sure you have a look at our Fanatec link, because they always provide us with quality equipment for TCR, as they so often do. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you to all the drivers for joining us. Thank you to Dre, and thank you to Jones for putting up with me as always.